Hi guys, happy Mask Monday. Hope everybody's having a great Monday so far and that you guys had a wonderful weekend. Me and Michelle are wearing a new mask. It is regenerative exfoliating resurfacing mask from Province Apothecary. And it's like a powder and you mix it with water. And we didn't have a measuring spoon, so we just
eyeballed it.
I eyeballed it, yeah. So we don't have a lot going on while we're wearing this mask. And we're gonna try and make this quick because we're only supposed to have this mask on for 5 minutes, so. But, I get a lot of questions in the comments and on Instagram as well, like how my tests are coming out, how I'm feeling, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to let you guys know, and I wanted to kind of have a list, because this is my list that the hospital gives me when I get discharged from any appointments. And it has like a list of all my diagnoses and stuff, because sometimes I'll say something to you guys and then I'll forget about the other stuff. So yes, I've had cancer 3 times. When they removed my kidney, they said that my other kidney was going to compensate for the loss of the kidney. And it didn't do that. Actually, I only have 20% kidney function left. And Michelle's heard this all before, so you might see her playing on her laptop behind me. I have, so that's stage 5 kidney disease. And they don't start dialysis until you get to 10% now. So, and I'm at 20%, so hopefully I'll be okay for a while before I have to start that. I had to have my adrenal gland in my abdomen removed. And the adrenal glands are fairly large. They're more like look more large like an organ than a gland, I guess. But I have tumors. I had tumors growing in both glands, and so they wanted to do just take the one that was worse out and check it and make sure it wasn't cancer. And it wasn't cancer, but it was a major surgery for me, and I don't have a lot of energy because of that adrenal. I don't have a lot of adrenaline running through my body, barely any. And then I have orthostatic hypotension, which when I stand up, sometimes the blood doesn't get to my head fast enough and I'll pass out. So I have to make sure I get up slowly and I don't walk too quickly and that type of thing. I thought it was
Vertigo?
Yeah, I thought it was vertigo. And apparently I've, had it since I was her age, which she has it now. But I started actually not just feeling like I was going to pass out like you do with vertigo, but I started actually passing out. Like, out cold, hitting my head on dressers and doors and stuff. Like, for a year there, it was really bad. I don't do it that often anymore, but I do have problems with my blood pressure a lot. I fell getting out of the bathtub not even 6 months ago, and when they got here, my blood pressure was 60/40 or 30, something like that. So they rushed me out to the hospital. But by the time I got to the hospital, it was back to normal, and there wasn't nothing they could do for me except give me a MRI because I hit my head so hard. Anyway, I was going on to I had the bladder cancer. It just goes in alphabetical order, so excuse me if it doesn't make any sense to you right now. They say I have, which I agree with them, borderline personality disorder. I have obesity, obviously. Um, Heterozygous MTHFR mutation. Compounded, which means I have two of them, and when you have two of them, that's what causes the clinical depression, like that there's no reason for. You just get depressed out of nowhere. And it's actually hereditary, and she has the same mutation. We did that through the geneticist. And then I have a seizure disorder, which is called a conversion disorder with seizures. I have dyslipidemia, which I don't really even know what that is.
That's the one where
my lipids. I didn't have what? Was that the one I didn't have enough blood gases in my system? Acid in my system?
No, that was the acidosis. I think that one's next.
I have a generalized anxiety disorder is what they call it.
That's just everything makes it anxious. You just have anxious for no reason.
I have gastroparesis, benign colon tumors, which is why I had to have my colon taken out because all my nerves were covered in tiny tumors. A history of obstructive sleep apnea. They say I no longer have that, but I have some kind of disorder, which is mentioned in this list somewhere. Hypertension. Yes, I can have low blood pressure and high blood pressure. Sometimes my blood pressure can get really, really high. It's weird. Hypothyroidism. Hypoxia. Sleep related. So when I sleep, I don't breathe in deep enough. My last test that they did, I was breathing around 72% most of the night. I have insomnia. The leiomyosarcoma was the type of cancer I had in my bladder, and then 8 years later in my kidney. They were both the same type of cancer. Major depressive disorder, which we knew that because I just talked about that. Metabolic acidosis. I have too much acid in my blood. I don't know how to get rid of that or what that means, but me and Michelle and one of her brothers also have neurofibromatosis type 1A. Like syndrome is what they put, but it's neurofibromatosis type 1A.
It's because we're the first family to get it, so they're not sure if it's the same thing or if it's just really similar. Is why they put it like that. They put like at the end, or yeah.
Obesity hypoventilation syndrome, which means I breathe too fast a lot of the times. But I've always been like that, I think. Panic attacks or panic disorder with agoraphobia. I don't like to leave my house ever. Sometimes I will go to a store if I can get my son to take me, but that's like once a year, maybe twice. And You want to give me that rag out of the tub that cleans masks off?
Yeah.
Wet it. It's pink. We got it in my Look Fantastic.
Oh.
I have peripheral.
You want me to wet it for you?
Yeah, neuropathy. Persistent insomnia, non-organic. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I have Reed syndrome, which is what caused my last 2 cancers. They were hereditary. Well, my first one was hereditary too, but a different hereditary cancer. I have several cancer genes, 4, I think. And then, I have restless leg syndrome at night, which is no fun. And, social anxiety disorder, syncope. I'm not
Syncope.
sure. Yeah, what? I'm not sure what that is. You know?
I think it has something to do with your heart. Let me look it up. Oh, it means passing out.
Oh, and then the next one says syncope due to orthostatic hypotension. But sometimes they don't put things in the same sentence. On to page 2, I have tachycardia, vitamin D deficiency, which is from my osteoporosis, which is new. They don't even have that on here. And then, yeah, that's it. And that's why I never feel good. I know people say, you don't look like you feel good. No, I don't usually feel good. But I do like to do things that I enjoy when I can. Like, I'm not going to record if I feel so awful that I don't want to record. There are a lot of times I don't feel good in my videos. I don't like this thing. I would rather have a wash rag. Here.
Do you want to use mine?
Sorry, this mask is not coming off very well.
Yeah, it was hard to get off.
I didn't particularly like it. We'll see what my skin's like afterwards, so sometimes you need what you don't like. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to let you know that if I don't look like I feel good, it's probably because I don't feel good, and there's nothing that can be done about that. But there are days when I can't film because I am too sick. And so we pre-film a lot of our stuff. We usually film about 3 videos at a time. Today, we're just filming the Mask Monday for you guys. That's all we got.
Are we still going to give them an update on the fish tank?
Yep, we're going to show you the fish tank and how it's doing. And Michelle's going to tell you all about it here in just a second. So, just wanted to let you guys know that I'm okay. I'm very happy. I don't want anybody's like sympathy or anything like that. I don't need any of that. I just wanted you guys to know why I don't usually feel good and why I'm always having tests done, and those tests will never end. I will continue to have tests for the rest of my life on probably an every other month basis because of all the problems I have. So it what? Come here.
I made eye contact.
Come on.
Oh, you can make it up there, huh?
Yeah. Say hi. Yes, I love you too. Yeah, you don't want to lick my face.
It don't taste
You
good.
don't want to lick my face. Oh.
He's like, yes, I do.
He licked my nose.
Jasper, come here. Come here.
Crazy one. He's looking for a TRAT.
He was off camera being needy.
Yeah.
Oh, every time.
And he always acts like he can't jump up on this bed, but as soon as you say, come on, he'll jump right up on that bed. Well, not for Michelle.
Yeah, you won't do it for me. Come on, come here.
The other day, or yesterday, he was at my door whining, and my door was not latched. So I knew he could get in because he does it all the time. And he's whining at Michelle to let him in. And she's like, oh, just stay out there, or whatever she said to him.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to let him in.
Yeah, and I said, you know how to get in here if you want to hear. Come on. And here he comes. Just push that door right open. So funny. He don't want to listen to her. He keeps pooping all over the house. He's driving us.
Only the stairs. And your closet sometimes.
Really?
He's done it a few times when he first got here. You told me. I haven't seen it happen.
I don't remember that. Okay, guys. Michelle's going to take the camera and she's going to show you the fish tank.
I'm going to pause it. Okay, guys. So this is Mom's tank. We actually added a few fish and shrimp already. This is one of the baby bettas that I bred. She's about like a month and a half old. And 2 endlers, baby female endlers. And shrimp everywhere. But the plants are doing very well. That little tiny bulb I planted right here is already this big, and it was bigger, but I trimmed it today. The moss is starting to grow. It's turned nice and green. And all the little tiny plants I put around the front are getting big. I moved this sword over here today because it wasn't doing very well in the back. I'm hoping it'll grow better. And it's also pretty short, so it'll hopefully be able to be seen better from there. These guys back here are kind of not doing too great. They're kind of, maybe they want more light, I'm not sure. They lost most of their variegation. There's a pregnant shrimp. Oh. That's her. Mom named her Molly. Pretty sure it's a female. Saying hello to the shrimp. But yeah, so we do a water change in here every week. Still fighting algae. It's really common in new tanks. There's so many nutrients that the algae is growing. We've been reducing the light to get rid of that and scrubbing it off every week, of course. We still haven't gotten the fish mom once. These guys are just in here to keep it cycling. Yeah, everything's doing very well. I'm gonna have to pull these guys out at some point because they're gonna keep growing. They're gonna get big.
Like that lily that you cut back this morning?
Not that big, but like probably like the size of the height of that sword where that one leaf is. They'll probably get that tall. Maybe
I
taller.
was wondering why you didn't put more of those in there.
The little plants?
The lilies.
Oh, I gave you all I had. I had 4 bulbs. It's not gonna be...
those were the bulbs?
Yeah. Those are the
one didn't grow?
It hasn't yet. It might be dead. The aquarium lily is growing though. You can see it's already got a new leaf growing. This thing is growing like crazy. It's putting off a new leaf almost every day. And big ones too. Like that's almost 4 inches long. shrimp, or there's, I think, 7, 8
Looks
shrimp.
like there's roots of some sort growing out the back here.
Yeah. Let's see. I love this substrate, by the way, guys. I'm really glad I got it. It looks great, too. It doesn't look bad at all.
What?
The sand. I was worried
yeah.
it wasn't going to look very good.
No, I think it looks really good. I like it.
Yeah. I think a few days after we set it up, we did have an issue where, because remember we glued all that moss on, but we tied some of it.
Mm-hmm.
When the moss was dying, it was getting stuck in the filter, and it was clogging it, and it made it overflow. So we, I think it was like 2 a.m.
It was late.
Yeah, it was really late, and we had stuff we had to do the next day too.
It was probably 8 o'clock, but for us, it was 2 a.m. I was like, the tank.
Yeah, we were worried it had cracked, because there was a lot of water. But what had happened was it got clogged, so the pump emptied the chamber and put it all in here, so it overflowed. It was leaking out this side because it's on a slight slant.
Now my dress is ruined.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It wasn't in the best of shape before.
Yeah. I love this sword. I need to remember what kind it is. I need to fix that leaf that got curled when I put it there, but it's very compact and low. Amazon swords get like 2 feet tall. They can't see me doing that motion with my hand, but Amazon swords get really, really tall. So that one doesn't, which is nice. The Anubias are still variegated there in the back. $30 Anubias. The moss is growing really well, though. I love that moss. I just saw a baby shrimp.
And a lot of it died off on this rock.
Yeah. What happened was when you cut it, a lot of it's going to die because you're traumatizing the plant. But what does grow back grows really dense and really fast. It needs to recover from being injured. Just like if you prune a plant super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thing's doing really well.
Pretty soon it's going to have some new fish in there.
Yep. We're going to get some green neons and we're going to get a frog.
Couple frogs.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to set up one of Michelle's tanks in her room.
Yeah. I've got lots of fish waiting for tanks. They're all in 5 gallons, but they want more space.
They want to see outside.
Mm-hmm. You can see a little baby leaf growing right there in the middle, a little red. The new growth on this one is red, and it turns green as it gets older, by the way. It doesn't stay red like that little baby leaf is. But yeah, I think that's it. Everything's doing well. I've started cleaning the filter sponge every time in dirty tank water to keep it from clogging again, because that was annoying. Okay, guys. Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. We love you guys.
I'll see you next time.